Hello everybody, this is Gary Vaynerchuk, Facebook.com/Gary, G-A-R-Y. Been saying that a lot more often. Just want to say hello. I really apologize I couldn't be out there with you. I want to thank Yarn for inviting me to TWS2009. Unfortunately, it's my sister's birthday, so I couldn't go out with you guys and have a good time out in Israel, but hopefully I can make it next year. But I appreciate you guys allowing me to do a video format keynote, kind of silly and fun. I really like to feed off the energy of the crowd normally, so we can't do that. So it's probably going to be a stinky keynote, so I apologize that you're going to have to sit through this, but that's the way it goes. Let me jump in here and tell you what I want to talk to you guys about, which is, my opinion, the most underrated thing that's being talked about, which is the fundamental shift in all media, in the way we consume things. This is so big. Everybody in this room so gets it. This is so big, though, that I don't think any of us completely have. Let me go back a little bit. I'm sitting in my store here in New Jersey, Wine Library. I'm sitting in the seat where I tape a wine show daily called Wine Library TV. 3 or 4 years ago, nobody on the internet knew who I was. I had a large retail company called WineLibrary.com that I grew from a $4 to a $60 million business. But leveraging social media, or whatever it is, I like to just call it business, to be very honest with you. These are just tools on the internet platform itself that have created a different world and a different environment we live in. What I'm very passionate about and excited about is for people to understand how epic and massive this shift is, how much opportunity there is, and how much more there is to come. When you look at the percentages of tweets compared to text messages, for example, which is less than 1%. When you think about, even at its height with Michael Jackson, by the way, when you think about all the things that are going on, video, when you think about TV not being reshaped yet, but products like Boxy and other things out there that are trying to change the game, there's so much more to come, so much more excitement, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. Let me take you way back. I was always a baseball card kid. I was born in Belarus, former Soviet Union. Brezhnev, the president, said the Jews can leave. We left hard. We ran. Came to the U.S., where my dad had a great uncle that had a liquor store. My dad started working there, became manager, became part owner, then opened a small store here in Springfield, right in this property, in 1983. I was selling lemonade, baseball cards when I was in 8th grade. I was making $1,000 a weekend selling baseball cards. Loved life. Turned 15, first generation immigrant son, dragged into the business, $2 an hour making ice, devastated, hated it, cried my ass off every day to work. But finally I found the Wine Spectator, and I saw people collected wines. They rated them, they collected them. That spoke to me because that's what I was into, and I decided to get into family business. I did that by looking at branding. My brother AJ and I have started a consulting company called Vaynermedia, and we think of ourselves as a storytelling agency. Right now, and forever, and always, and prior, brand awareness, the way the brand is built, is so important. Of course, content is king, but marketing is the queen, and she runs the household. And if you don't have that part down, make sure you do, because it's a big factor. For me, what's really exciting though now is the cost of telling a story has dramatically shrunk. The fact that we're in a place now where you can go to search.twitter, Twitter search, or whatever you want to call it, surmise if you want to go old school, and go and listen to people's conversations around your brand, around your subject, around your product is baffling. You have to pay zero to put out content, basically, and to listen to it, and to consume it, and that is such a shift. Sure, you can maybe have a $200 flip cam, and maybe you need a designer, but for $1,000 you can be in the game producing content. And that's what I really want to talk about. No matter what business you're in, I highly recommend getting into the content business. Even if you're B2B, even if you don't think you're supposed to be in the content business, even Twitter or Facebook could be in the content business. If you're a small niche, the content business is very interesting and could create a lot of conversation, and more importantly, allows you to create dialogue around your brand. There's so much opportunity for so many of you to go out there right now and create content and then pay attention to how it's reacted to, that it's shocking. And to me, that is the biggest shift we've seen in a long time. The fact that when I started Wine Library TV in 2006, nobody watched, And then a couple months later, a couple more people watched. And I didn't have Twitter because Twitter was just coming out and I wasn't on it yet. Facebook, I stayed away from. It was a college place still in '06, and I didn't want to be the creepy old guy peddling wine. I had to go into blogs, and I had to leave comments, and I had to go to wine forums and leave comments and interact. And that brand building opportunity, no matter how big or small your brand is today, is a huge one. It's powerful, it's enormous, and it needs to be addressed. If you are not listening, or more importantly, participating in the conversation around your business or brand, you are not fundamentally living in the new world, and you are a dinosaur. Period. End of story. You have to absolutely grasp the fact that you can communicate with everybody, whether there's somebody with 600,000 followers or 6 followers, and you should and you will as people start understanding this space, because effort and caring is the way to build a business. Caring is the business model. And I really want people to grasp that. It has definitely been a foundation of getting me to 700,000 followers on Twitter. It's been a foundation of me getting 100,000 viewers on Wine Library TV daily for a 5-day-a-week wine show where I sit here and talk about wine for 30 minutes. And it's been a foundation of me building a $70 million wine retail company. Customer service, listening, putting out content, and understanding how to monetize is the game. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And I want to say it right now. It's okay to make money. It's all right. You can absolutely do it. I think there's way too many people not utilizing the freemium model. Get them in, upsell them. There's a lot of lack of business savvy with a lot of good products on our web today. And I think you'll see that change as more and more business people, more and more branders, marketers get involved, more and more good content is produced. I think there's enormous opportunity out there. But there's so many people that are confused by the opportunities. And you get caught up in the hoopla. For example, the power of Facebook Connect is enormous. If you're not realizing it, utilizing it, and trying to figure out how to use it, you're missing an enormous opportunity. Identity on the web is going to be powerful. Facebook Connect is so close to being that layer above the internet itself. And to me, I'm very bullish on Facebook for that. Also, the Facebook fan page. If you're not in that game, huge mistake. The fact that we have vanity URLs now on Facebook, you'll be seeing a lot more of that on television, radio, print. And more importantly than that, the fact that you can customize what people land on when they go on a Facebook vanity URL, and the things you can do there are epic, they're huge, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that second half of